Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is Dearest Mother and Dad. Love, Ruth, John, Mark, and Pamela. Ruth Smallshaw Ray's Letters to Her Parents, 1955, Part 96. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, October 31st, 1955. Dearest Mother, I was just ever so glad you finally decided to come, and we'll all be looking for you at the airplane. Mark will really enjoy seeing you especially. Things have been rather hectic here, but after this weekend, we'll be able to get squared around. We're all somewhat better, although I still have to go back to the doctor. Tonight there were 10 and 12 Halloweeners at a time at the door. Almost 100, I think, altogether. And Pamela turned on the stove, and I had my big mixing bowl on it, and it blew up all over the kitchen. No one was hurt. Sometimes I think I'm not so smart. Poor Grandma. Mark said, "Where's Grandpa? Won't he come with Grandma on the airplane?" "No." "Oh," he said, "he has to go to work." "Pretty sharp." We love you. Hope we have a nice visit. Love, Mark and Pamela, John and Ruth. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, November 30th, 1955. Dearest Mother, how lucky we were to have you with us. It just seems a shame that the visits aren't more often. We really need to have you in our lives more often. Mark in particular has seemed lost since you left and now climbs into bed with us and asks me to sit up in his room and gives me big hugs and kisses. I told John how nice it was that he kissed you goodbye, and he said, "It was my pleasure." He rarely kisses even his own mother, so you see it was meant. John's mother phoned to see how you got away, and said Carol said how nice you were, and Joan said how nice you are too. You are too. John taught Sunday school, and then I took Mark to church, and John washed all the storm windows and outside windows too, while I did the inside windows. I wish we could have done it before you arrived, as clean windows do make a place cheerier. I also got the tiles in the bathroom cleaned and shower curtains washed and ironed, and waxed the bedroom floor and others too. 6 loads of laundry Monday, and made a cake, and had the baby shower last night. Very nice. Lots of gifts, but both children cried, and Mark wet the bed for the first time. Poor kid. And today both kids have colds. The furnace wouldn't work, and we're having a very cold wave. The man came out and fixed it, so okay now. He weighed about 300 pounds and fell down the basement stairs. It really frightened Pamela, and I was so afraid he'd broken his back. It's only 9 p.m. and I'm exhausted. I couldn't hear Dorothy full time Monday as I couldn't get a babysitter. Still haven't one for the Christmas dance either. Just so many thanks for loving my babies and putting up with my crabby ways. Pamela's been a real terror today again. Thank you so for all the sweet clothes you brought her and Mark's Davy Crockett pants and jacket. So many times Mark's told me, "I'm the best boy in the world. Grandma Smallshaw said so." He thinks you're still on the big airplane. We followed you all the way, London to Toronto, and hope you were not sick. Much love from a family that seems to have needed your loving. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, and Pamela. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, December 5th, 1955. Dear Mother and Dad, we were so sorry to get your letter and hear about Grandma. Even though we knew how bad she was, I still felt that, like John's grandpa, she might rally again. I always think of her the way she was when we were young, and she was so energetic, and it's hard to think of her any other way. That's what distance does. You don't see people, yet time passes and distance means years. I understand what it means now, more now, when they used to talk in school of light years, and that distance is time in outer space. It is in our lives too. We were glad, though, that we hadn't been able to keep you until Thursday, for we'd have felt badly if you hadn't arrived home in time for Grandma's funeral. And I'm sure Dad was glad to have you home, too. John wrote Grandpa Smallshaw, and we also sent a card. It will be hard for him. Will he stay on in the apartment or what? Did Fred arrive? What can we do for him for Christmas? I have photos of the children, but wonder if he'd be interested without Grandma there. The children have been worse. Their colds turned to croup and have had Mark in bed with the steamer going continually, and now Pamela is very croupy and has a fever, so I've just switched the steamer to her room. She wouldn't have the cold if I could have kept her from Mark, but they're inseparable, as you know. He got his at Sunday school the morning after you left. We had Ann Duff's brother Bobby and his wife over Saturday evening, and are having 3 couples in next Saturday before the Christmas dance, and are going to a buffet supper and bridge on the 17th. Last night I painted scenery at church for the Christmas pageant. They wanted the inside of a stable, which seemed dull to me, so I put a huge window in it so I could paint a sky, hill, and stars and town in the background. The paint was not the right kind, and it started flaking, so I'm wondering if it will last 2 weeks. Wednesday I go up to repair prayer books. I ordered Doris's silver, but I'm afraid it will be duplicating unless I have time to change it. If I don't, maybe she can exchange it for what she wants. They call it a serving set. I would like very much to have you send me that white Christmas cake recipe with all the cherries that John admired so. I don't seem to have it, and don't think it's a kind that has to be made too far in advance, is it? I'll have to hurry, though, I guess. The children were so sweet today. When they're sick, I devote my full attention to them, and of course they love that. Mark still talks about you and keeps asking if he's the best boy in the world. Tonight when I told him John would be out, he said, "That's all right. I'll love you, Mommy." When I told him about Grandma, I was crying, and he said, "Don't cry, Mommy. Grandma Smallshaw will come back on the big airplane." I went to the dentist Saturday and had 1 filling and have an appointment for 4 months instead of 6. I also saw the throat doctor and got a bill for $67.50, and he says he can't help me and recommended an allergist. What a business. This sore throat has totaled about $200 in doctors and drugs. Thank you for the money order, but you didn't have to send anything at all. You gave the children so many nice things, and I'm enjoying the recipe book too. Wish I'd used it while you were here. I'm glad, very glad to hear about Bonnie. What else did she say in an hour? Very nice that took some of your long wait. She and her baby would just be home from the hospital. Funny, last time you came as she was going into labor and went home as her baby came, and now again. It will relieve her to have a boy for Jack. Poor Betty. I must say good night and very glad that you were with us. I think I'll put the money towards our trip. If we go to New Zealand, it's $1,400 each. I guess you're busy now with your Christmas baking. The girl I had a shower for Tuesday had a boy yesterday, Sunday, so it's good we didn't wait a week longer as we planned. Good night, and we love you very much. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, and Pamela. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, December 21st, 1955. Dear Mother and Dad, your big card and letters arrived, and the big Santa really appealed to Mark. We'd taken him to see the big giant figure of Santa, and he was so impressed. Every time the Santa asked any child his name or what he wanted, Mark would answer his own name and, "A train." He rode the merry-go-round 4 times, and even Pamela went 3 times. I was shopping, but John said she was the littlest peanut on it and held on for dear life like she was frozen. She probably was, as it was outdoors and cold. Your weather has been in the newspapers here, too, and we've had the edge of it, too. More snow than I've known in Cleveland. We had the kiddies out today, and I was cold and had to come in, although they didn't mind. I guess I'll have to get a snowsuit or an electric warmer for inside me. I'm wondering about Bud and his results. Good luck, hoping for him. Hope some year Dad signs his Christmas cards like he used to, with a straight pen and gold powder on it. I told John it was the most beautiful way I've ever seen cards signed. I sent out 75 cards of the kiddies' pictures on, 50 that I got printed at the junior women's, almost 50 assorted, and John gave me such a long list of Cleveland Junior Chamber of Commerce that I was up till 2:15 last night and will have to get another box. I still don't have Bay Village Friends covered. Last Wednesday we had a beautiful candlelight service for both day and evening church guild groups. Thursday was the Bay Village Junior Women's Christmas Party. Friday was the Junior Chamber of Commerce Wives Christmas Party. I gave a short introduction, then read chapter 2 from St. Luke. Saturday evening we went to a buffet supper and bridge party at one of the girls from Bridge Club. Sunday we both went to church, and in the evening took the children up for a few minutes to the Christmas pageant, the scenery we'd painted. Tonight is a bridge party, tomorrow Bible study. Pamela was so thrilled with the Christmas tree lights. We put it up Sunday as we're going to Sandusky Saturday. She's certainly crazy about the color red. I'm so glad you got that red outfit for her. I went back and they were all gone. She'll wear it Christmas Eve, I think. Also, I'll give her great-grandma's ring to wear. The folks got her a red coat and hat. Hope it fits. Right now, Mark and Pamela are building high towers with all my canned goods here in the kitchen. A friend said all her kiddies did that a few days ago and removed about 200 labels. Guess I'd better keep an eye out. She just broke a tree ornament. I've been trying to make cookies, but though they enjoy it, we don't make much progress. I have 3 kinds of cookies made. Thank you so much for the cake recipe. Hope to try it tomorrow. Merry, Merry Christmas to you, and wish you could see the kiddies see Santa Claus. Mark has learned Jesus Loves Me to sing for him, and I'm saying the Please Put a Penny one. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, and Pamela. 602 Huntmere Drive, Bay Village, Ohio, December 30th, 1955. Dearest Mother and Dad, today is your wedding anniversary, 33 years, and I'm so sorry we're late with the card. I do hope someone remembered, Mother. Your parcel arrived the Tuesday before Christmas, and how thrilling to Mark for such a big parcel to arrive from Grandma Smallshaw. We had to phone Daddy and have him say we had to not open until Christmas before Mark was convinced. He was such a good boy, helped make Christmas cookies, and loved Pamela. Tell Santa Claus I'm loving my sister, so he'll bring me a train. That's why I'm doing it. He was so impressed with Santa Claus, Grandpa Ray, on Christmas Eve, and sang Jesus Loves Me and said Jack and Jill. He says watch for water, an English accent. You can tell who taught him that. Pamela was a riot with Santa Claus. We sang Christmas is coming and the goose is getting fat. The airplane was just wonderful and such a nice one and so appropriate. After all the lovely things you got while you were here, you needn't have got more. Mark just loves his toy airplane. Our snow melted the Friday night before Christmas. No snow, so it seemed strange, like Christmas in Florida. Mark wore his white jacket from you that day, and Pamela wore her red outfit Christmas Day and looked so cute. I'm so glad you got it, as it's the cutest, most practical thing she has. I'm sure you won't be able to change that nylon dress, and it was a silly last-minute idea, so keep it, and we may have another little girl, and it is a darling dress, so we can use it then. The doll for Pamela is just the right kind for her, and the only doll she got. And Mark's pajamas are our favorite, too. Of course, you know how John needed pajamas, and I needed the white scarf, tablecloth, and what wonderful bibs. You really hit us right with all your ideas, and thanks a million. The folks got me the slides. I guess you knew, but I was surprised, and a viewer, too. I feel I'd like you to have it so you can enjoy your slides, too. Mark got a record player, and he's been playing it all day. I got out the record you sent, so we heard it for the first time. I'd heard it next door once. Mark said, "Can't Grandma get out?" He thinks you're in the box. You said, "What a sweet smile Mark has," and he grins and says, "Yeah." Then you said, "Bye-bye, dear," and he says, "Bye-bye." Then he starts it again and sits and listens to you. You'll have to make another record for him. He's just fascinated by it. Tuesday evening, John played with Pamela and heard her arm crack, ring around the rosies. She cried for hours and it hung limp. I had to go out, an hour's drive to make 1,000 sandwiches for the cripples. Wednesday, the doctor came to look at her arm, and in examining it, we heard it crack again. However, she thought we ought to have it x-rayed, so John came and took her to the hospital. It's okay, apparently dislocated and put back in examining. We think it was at the wrist. Poor baby. My babysitter got sick, and I had to call 25 sitters, all busy. Finally got an 11-year-old boy. Hated to leave, but had to help John at the JC party for the 350 crippled people. Wheelchairs and stretcher cases. I'd made cookies, too, for them. It was a wonderful party and program. It makes you realize how fortunate we are to have normal bodies. Some spastics are so badly deformed and can't control their bodies. Many had to be fed. Thanks again to you for the wonderful box. We love you and hope you had a happy Christmas and will have a happy 1956. We were so thrilled to hear about Bud. John was overjoyed and said he deserved real praise. I bet you're both proud. Bud said you outdid yourself on Christmas dinner. Love, John, Ruth, Mark, and Pamela. To be continued. Well, that concludes today's presentation. Good luck to you with your efforts in family history if this interests you, finding, preserving, and sharing old letters, diaries, photographs, family movies, and videos, and interviewing elderly relatives while they're alive. You might consider checking out our website, Adventures in History, with Peter J. Ray at peterjray.com. So far, we've made 627 history videos in 7 areas: world history, American history, book reviews, poetic tours, Cleveland baseball, family history, and autobiography. There is a donate button. You might consider making a donation to help us so we can continue making these videos. You also might consider checking out our podcast, Adventures in History. If you live in Metro Manila, Philippines, and are looking for a high school, you might consider Res Celeste Educational Center, located in San Juan, Metro Manila. At Res Celeste, we specialize in helping young people who have had difficulty in the larger traditional high schools. And the website is resceleste.education, RESALEST. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.